All right, pre-show shenanigans. I thought I've seen it all. I thought I've seen everything. Boy, was I wrong. I have not seen it all. I've not seen everything today. Getting ready for my first and only class of the day today. Just, taking a nice little walk in, listening to, a little late kick with Josh on my way to class. And, quick little stop in the restroom for me. Little run to the little men's room. And when I get in there, I hear something. Well, I hear someone, for lack of a better term, struggling in the stall. Do with that information what you will to assume what was going on in there. But after, I finished up my business, I still heard a pant. I wouldn't say a full-on tired pant, but
like the dude had been fighting for a little bit.
For a little, I would say it was as if he was like
losing the war.
Tony Snell, that one meme where he put up 30 minutes and zeros across the board. It was like he just ran cardio. He was the fifth scoring option on the team, sitting in the corner, just ran up and down the court 4 times. All right, some quick, fast break possessions. That's what it sounded like. But I then started to realize that there were two sources of this breathing. And that's when I had to investigate, Everett. I had to investigate. I look underneath the stall, and there was a dog in there.
Just chilling.
That someone was a something.
So,
and that something was not making the most noise. I have not told you that part yet. The dog was not producing those breathing noises. Yeah, there was someone had to get shit done literally.
Yeah, my man was losing a war over there, talking about the Roman Empire last episode. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, he had his own Trojan horse wheeled in there that he had to deal with. Yeah, just
here's my other
exploded in his face. All right, a little too graphic there.
Here's my question though. If you're in there, you're in, you personally, when you were in that stall, right? You were having your own little battle going on over there. What if you were just
my battle wasn't as large as
theirs. It wasn't a Trojan horse, all right? It wasn't a Trojan horse.
Yeah.
But what if you were just minding your own business? You were like confused why there's such like the noises going on. You have your AirPods
as of right now. This is exactly what has happened. Keep
going. And then you just feel something. Let's just assume you're in flip flops here, and you just feel something, or on your leg, just start licking, just tongue touching you.
I wish my shit schedule was lined up. That 11:45 a.m. was my time to shit. I don't think I would have ever been more scared in my life than if I sat down in the stall, minding my own business, and then just a minute later, I hear someone go in the stall next to me, and I just see a dog crawl underneath.
Just literally just scraping, just trying to get away from.
Like I took.
Oh my god, that's probably the worst place for a dog to be.
Oh yeah, because they're sniffing everything. They're like,
they got everything.
They might get worst case scenarios. Hey, they might smell someone else marking their territory, and that might be their sign to go mark theirs. Now I really wish I skipped the first 10 minutes of that class so I could truly dive in and investigate exactly what truly was going on in that stall. But according to my knowledge, according to the sources that I confirmed firsthand myself, the dog was not producing those noises. It was not the dog. The dog is innocent. The dog is free.
Free, my boy.
Literally, Air Bud did nothing wrong. Okay, he's completely in the clear. But yeah, I thought I've seen it all. No, I cannot wait for next week. I'm actively looking out. Like I have a picture of the dog. I know the dog. Don't know the owner.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. Taking a picture underneath a stall, even if it's of a dog, it's a little weird.
It was a dog. It was so fun.
It's funny. It's funny, but outwardly stating, yeah, I have a picture of a dog underneath the stall. While you can see the dude's literal fucking pants on the ground, dropping a steamer.
No, that's not. I'm not actively. Every time I go take a piss, I'm not actively taking a picture every single time I need to stall. I had to.
Well,
I
that's
had to
not
get
even what I was
evidence.
insinuating. But now that you brought that up, that's even more questionable.
Okay, I do that every single time I walk in the bathroom. Every single time, full on video. But
Oh, okay.
I mean,
That's
I needed to document this. You would not believe me.
for
You would
your
not
own
believe
sake,
me.
for your own sake, and for your future sake.
Breaking news: the Rams are trading running back Cam Akers to the Minnesota Vikings. So, all right, let's dive into it. All right, get into the show. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to. It's going to be the most entertaining episode of the Waterboy podcast you ever listened to in your life. I just dropped a Woj bomb on Everett's forehead on a guy that he absolutely despises. And also, we have the Waterboy Civil War. I wish my co-host can recover from that news soon. I understand. I will give you time. You honestly, why don't I do the college football set? Everett, go take a step outside. Go gather yourself, okay? Go take this all in. I don't want you to jump to an immediate emotional conclusion. Give it 3 minutes. Give me your true full thoughts, okay? I'm giving you 3 minutes. All right? Don't rush into it, Everett. Don't say anything you might regret, okay? Don't, I'll give you time. But first ever NFL Waterboy Civil War, which now has a brand new running back in the mix. We have a massive week of college football coming up. This is the first time since 2006 that there have been 6 ranked matchups on a single college football Saturday during the regular season. Shout out Clemson. If only they were just Clemson, we'd have 7 ranked matchups. But unfortunately, we only have 6. Shout out the Tigers. But Everett, I can tell you're not even 10% of the way through fully wrapping your head around this. I'm going to give my college football picks. I'm going to get them all out of the way. We're going to get to the NFL segment fast, okay? Florida State over Clemson. Oregon over Colorado. Alabama over Ole Miss. Oregon State over Washington State. Penn State over Iowa. Ohio State over Notre Dame. And UCLA over Utah, pulling the upset on the road. Those are my predictions for the week. Everett, I would now say you process way more information during those picks. I'd now say you are at 40%, but that's perfect because I have an Ohio State of the Union, which you'll be able to get that 60% of the way through that. So Ohio State at Notre Dame, this has been the game on my mind for the first half of the season, throughout all of off season. My mind's been focused on Notre Dame, and then we all know who's at the end of the schedule. We all know who the real opponent is. But sorry. Notre Dame hasn't beaten Ohio State since 1936, and that won't change this Saturday. I get Ohio State hasn't played up to expectations, but neither have the other top teams. Look at Michigan, look at Georgia, look at Texas against Wyoming. Shout out Joel Klatt. But if Kyle McCord threw 3 picks against Bowling Green, the entire media online, also including me, would rip Kyle McCord apart. We would eviscerate him, destroy him off the face of the planet, saying he's a bomb. So keep all that disrespect coming. Keep all that hate coming, because when it's Ohio against the world, that's when the boys play different. And that's the team you'll see on Saturday. I have Ohio State winning this game. At first, I was thinking 31-20. I'm slightly modify it. 38-20. I think we're going to win comfortably in South Bend this weekend. Now, I could dive into actual football reasons why Ohio State would win, but no one cares about that. Everyone's waiting for this bombshell. Everett, Cam Akers is your new running back onto the NFL.
Well,
for a swap of 2026 draft picks, which have not been disclosed yet.
Late round. All right. So,
give me 1 sec. I gotta go pause something real quick, but keep going. Go rant. Take this time, Everett. I know how shocking that was. I still can't believe it myself. Now, fuck, my team might actually win now.
So Here's the deal. Here's the deal, everybody. I personally don't like Cam Akers as a player. I think that he is not good. And I was really hoping that we wouldn't trade for him because I saw our name mentioned in that list of teams that were looking at him. And I know he's got affiliations with Kevin O'Connell and all that. But the dude is nothing. The dude he is nothing but problems.
Cameron
And
Akers.
yes, nothing but problems. And I know we got him for pennies on the dollar. I know it's a swap of late round picks, but somebody needs to get cut or released or moved to the practice squad for him to be there. The Vikings didn't even attempt to see what Ty Chandler can give them. They let him have 3 carries the entire season so far. And
what about our kick return specialist, Kenne?
Kenne's been on IR also. And Alexander Madison, while has had multiple fumbles, and I've been specifically stating I don't think that he's going to be the RB1 for the season. I think that he was going to get taken over at some point. Now it's even more blatantly obvious. But to pay him that money that he asked for to get the 2-year extension, whatever, to now trade for another running back.
You're talking his
yes, extension. To trade for another running back is just really stupid. And
yeah,
like I said, I do not like Cam Akers, and I like the fact that we got him for swapping picks. So that means we still have a 6th rounder or 7th rounder, whatever. But I don't think that he's good. I do not like the fact that the Vikings didn't want to test out Ty Chandler, who has looked very good when given the opportunity, who's explosive, and for the fact that Sean McVay, the offensive guru guy himself, literally said he has been blatantly clear about how much he thinks Cam Akers sucks.
He gets put in the doghouse every single
week. Why would you want that on your team? Especially if he was going to released otherwise. And I get it that might mean that you have to pay him a bit more. I get it that you might mean that you might not get him. And you get it that you paid basically nothing. But that shows you how little he is valued. Like, why would you do that? Why? Not to mention, on top of all that, Myles Gaskin is on the practice squad right now, who, by the way, was a starter for Miami a couple of years ago. So
Washington boy, I know him.
I get it. I understand. But I don't understand. And the person who's in more pain than me right now is our one and only Chad Bailey.
Yeah. This is interesting. Now, Cam Akers, he's had limited playing time in the NFL, has had some injuries, also just been put in the doghouse multiple times. Last year, Darrell Henderson was starting over him, or was that 2 years ago?
Nope, both last year and 2 years ago.
Okay, and so this year, Kyren Williams clearly has now taken over that. Fraud alert. Yes, come on. Fuck yes. Good shit, Fire Station. They're on it today. Wednesdays, we don't mess around, guys. We don't mess around. So, you know what?
I'm actually so sad right now.
Like, we are keeping these picks on hold. Like, we need to stay on. Like, okay.
My whole episode just got ruined.
I would say he's better than Madison. However, I am just...
Grant just got evaporated.
Oh my God.
I was talking through a Pringles can.
This. I hate
this. Pringles can Grant. Yeah, he's currently operating on a literal toaster oven. We've said this before, we've made the jokes, but like he literally actually is like plugged in to a toaster right now.
Holy shit. There we like, I mean, I've had this thing since 2015.
8 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Time for an upgrade. Okay. Cam Akers. I didn't hear you said. I think Cam Akers still slightly better than Madison. It's not like a major upgrade. I'm not saying that. Um, does this change any expectations you have for the Vikings this year? Did anything change? I'm gonna guess not, but I don't know.
Only that I still managed to get surprised by the Vikings in not positive ways. Um, but I'm hoping that this works out well. But like Cam Akers is the offensive version of Eli Apple.
Oh, I think that's slightly too mean.
I don't know.
I don't think he's that bad.
He seems like he's kind of the locker room cancer to me. So he.
Oh. I thought we were talking like on-field play, Eli Apple getting exposed.
No.
Clearly he's a diva. I mean, that's no surprise.
And the best part of it all is he sucks.
Yeah, no, he can't back it up. Yeah, there's some disconnect there. Yeah,
doesn't understand that
like
part.
He did not get the invite to the running
so
back
let's ask you this, and we'll just get into the fucking we'll just get into the Civil War here. As an individual of a fan of a team that is playing the Vikings this weekend, how do you now feel about Brandon Staley's chances of being retained by the Chargers after this week?
So regardless, win or lose, Brandon Staley will be the coach after this week. However, if we win this game, then I actually believe that will keep him here for the rest of the year. If the team is 0-4 going into the bye week is in week 5. If we are 0-4, then I would give it a 20% chance Staley is fired. So keep that, like, even if my golden plan comes true and to get Staley out, I'm still not even confident that this golden plan will actually get him out. So there is that too. The Spanos family is fucking nuts. Yeah. I'm slightly concerned this week, but actually happy because this is good for you that Staley, now the defensive guru mastermind game plan to stop your team, has now shifted from obviously the best fucking skill player in the NFL, Justin Jefferson. Now it's going to change to fucking Cam Akers because Staley is going to be like, Staley coach for the Rams. He knows how good Akers is. Guys, he's a good back. All right. He just didn't get his shot. I coached him. All right. I saw him. So I could see him doing some dumb shit. I could see him doing something really stupid right now. Like literally when we found this out 20 minutes ago, he's like, all right, text the defensive group chat. All right, new game plan. Everything I've said, throw it all out the window. We're installing tomorrow. We'll be ready on Sunday. No, we're not. I hope we're
get those iPad ready,
3
boys.
Sundays from now, week 6, right after the bye week. That's what we're looking at right now. Week 6.
Yeah, I also just wanted to mention this. This game is a game for NFL history for Justin Jefferson. The most receiving
that he is 1,000% going to go off because there's a milestone.
It's an unofficial. It's an unofficial official record. Okay. It's an ESPN record.
Okay.
Through the first 3 games of an NFL season, the most receiving yards have been Wes Welker at 1, 458, Jerry Rice at 2 with 449, and Chad Johnson at 3 with 442. If Justin Jefferson wants to dethrone Wes Welker for the number 1 spot, he'll need 150 receiving yards on Sunday, which, by the way, the last 2 weeks, he's had over 150 both weeks.
And now he has J.C. Jackson. Okay. I was joking the other week when I was like, he's going to have 90 catches, averaging 40 yards a catch, obviously. No bullshit, though. 200 yards, 16 catches, 1,000%. Like, likely. I'm not a betting man, but I might sprinkle something on this prop bet for Jay Jettas this week because I know it's happening.
You might, but let's clarify. I won't. Let me clarify. You might.
Not.
I will not.
I am not. Me. No. You're not involved in this shit. I said it. But Jordan Addison too. It's now 2 touchdowns, correct?
Jay, yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
That'll be 3. He's scoring. Oh yeah. I actually do think though the biggest like it's gonna be most likely if it's in man, which we do all the time, it'll be Derwin on Hawk. But like
Actually,
Hawk's
not
gonna
a
get him.
terrible
Hawk's
matchup.
gonna get like Derwin's our best player on defense. Don't get me wrong. But I was bringing this up last year. There are just some times because he's so aggressive, he's so downhill. We like to get him in the box. We kind of like him playing linebacker that sometimes a little out of position in the secondary. Sometimes he can get slightly caught, and Hawk might make him pay. We'll see. I think that's an interesting matchup. That's my matchup of the week, arguably. Obviously it's JC Jackson, Jay Jettas, but that one's actually entertaining and a fair matchup.
Yeah, so look, we've made the consistent joke. And I don't know, at this point, I don't even think it's a joke. But the Vikings and the Chargers
do suck.
The Vikings and the Chargers are the same franchise.
We're trash.
Yeah, to state the minimum.
It's tragedy.
And through 2 weeks of game time, the Vikings have managed to have an improved defense, one of the best looking offenses in the NFL, and managed to have 7 turnovers in 8 quarters of play and have like
That's just
400 rushing yards just dropped on their head. All right.
But also,
and still can't score.
Now that you bring up the fumbles, it's so funny that despite those fumbles, you're still like, oh, Akers. Like that just goes to show your opinion on Akers.
And to this point, the Chargers have put up the most points in the NFL ever for a team with 2 losses, because no team has ever had 50 or more points with 2 losses.
They're the only team in NFL history to score 50 plus points through 2 weeks and beyond too.
So to that point,
I mean,
this game might actually be the most entertaining game on deck for this weekend. But at the same time,
any positive
at the same time, this might be the most frustrating game to ever watch.
Oh, it's not going to be fun. I have a fun fact for you. Cam Akers, now I'll get the snap count. He has only fumbled 3 times in his NFL career during the regular season. He's fumbled 5 times total, but we're not going to count like a Super Bowl win for him. We're going to act like he never won that. So he's only fumbled 3 times in the NFL, and that is on 360 carries. He fumbles once every 120 carries. So do with that information what you will. According to that, he shouldn't fumble for 6 weeks. If he gets
the only problem with that is
I know it doesn't.
He sucks.
Make sense. No, I know it was a.
You know the meme from Moneyball where it's Jonah Hill and Brad,
like whatever. His one.
He's like, yeah,
that meme.
He's you know this is
fraud alert. Damn, Fire Station's active today.
This is Cam Akers. He doesn't fumble the ball. The only problem is he sucks. And I hope I'm wrong about that. I hope I'm
like,
wrong.
Honestly, and for my sake, I hope you're wrong. I hope Akers drops 100 on my head next week. And shit. Well, it's Thursday for this at 3 days. That's my plan. But okay, let's do picks. Then we can like really, really break down. Let's do picks. Everett. It's nice to be back, isn't it? Nice to be back in your usual.
No,
it's not.
No, I'm still winning though. I'm still in the lead.
That's okay.
I went 9-7 last week. Grant went 10-6.
That's correct. I won the week.
I have 19 overall wins. Grant has 17. He's down by 2.
Correct. That is true.
All right.
But I won this week. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you did. All right. Games for the week. Giants, 49ers, Titans, Browns, Falcons, Lions, Saints, Packers, Broncos, Dolphins, Chargers, Vikings, the Waterboy Civil War, Patriots, Jets, Bills, Commanders, Texans, Jaguars, Colts, Ravens, Panthers, Seahawks, the Bears and the Chiefs, Cowboys and Cardinals. Let's ride the bus with Jonathan Gannon.
Woo!
Steelers and Raiders, Eagles and Bucks, and Rams, Bengals. Super Bowl rematch.
So before we just real quick before we dive in the picks, why the hell are there 74 games going on at the early slate and there's only 3 in the afternoon and 2 on Monday? there's too many games going on for our game. Like, I want to see other teams, but I'm going to be so locked in on our shit show that we're going to miss over half the games of the week. Like next week's recap, it's only Vikings Chargers, guys. I'm sorry. We're not watching other games.
Yeah, we'll really know a lot about our teams when you know what would be perfect? You know what would be perfect?
No. I'm ready.
If they tied.
Oh my God. Actually,
would that has to happen.
I want to look up what the odds are for a tie. Give me 1 sec. I need to find this.
Has to happen. It's not. It doesn't make any better sense than the Vikings Chargers game to end in a tie. Like, it has to be that.
I can't even find what the value is for betting on plus 5,000. I think I got that. I think it's plus 5,000 for the tie.
That might be the play of the week.
That might be the like nuclear whale missile play from Big Cat for the Waterboys. The Waterboy play of the year. Vikings Chargers.
The unnamed intern's drop of the century.
I mean, to be honest, our unnamed intern, he has a serious gambling addiction.
Yeah, we can't.
Like,
we actually
make him give the picks.
We actually like can't bring up it around him. It's a problem. Him, so yeah.
Okay.
Okay, my picks.
I need you to edit this one. He can't hear that. I'm sorry. I know you have a test tomorrow. You're gonna need.
Yeah.
We can't make him do that. It's gonna break him.
Prolong my suffering.
Picks.
All right. Okay. 49ers, Titans, Lions, Packers, Dolphins, Vikings, Patriots, Bills, Jaguars, Ravens, Chiefs. I just said Chiefs. I'm gonna say the Bears, but the Chiefs. All right. Them boys. Sorry, Jonathan.
Seahawks Panthers game.
Yes, Seahawks.
Okay.
Raiders, Eagles, and Bengals.
All right, good. We got some differentials this week. I like it. Okay. I got Niners, Browns, Lions, Saints, Finns, Chargers, Patriots, Bills, Jags, Ravens, Seahawks, Chiefs, Cowboys. That's the worst afternoon slate in the history of the NFL. Steelers, which I know I'm going to regret, but I just can't pick the Raiders. Eagles and Bengals.
Decent amount of different picks here. One of which was unfortunately
Browns, Titans, Saints, Packers, obviously Chargers, Vikings.
Unfortunately for you, Titans, Browns.
I was gonna say, like, I was considering being like, am I allowed to protest this team right now and pick for the Vikings? But no, that's not. I know the rules. I know that wasn't allowed. I thought about it though. That's how damaged I am being a Chargers fan, that I thought about it. I thought about it. Everett.
Not even remotely close to how damaged a Vikings fan can be.
I don't want to brag about who has worse trauma than the other when watching their NFL franchise, but hey, I'm not going to complain. If you want to claim you have more trauma, I will take your word for it. But man, has it been gloomy as a Chargers fan.
It's dark.
Not bolting up. We're bolting the fuck down. But Packers, Titans, and then did you pick Raiders?
I did pick the Raiders.
Did you take Patriots or Jets?
Pats. Okay.
I just have 5 little fun facts for a couple games. They're going to be quick. So real quick, I just want to say I'm an idiot for not picking the Dolphins to win the AFC Beast. Tua's middle name is Donnie.
Yeah, I told you that the other week.
It's just like I had to really let that sink in even more. And I think we made this joke, but like I really hope Tua's youngest brother, his name's like Eric or something. It would just be hilarious. But knowing that Donnie is in there with Tua, that's changed everything. Donnie Tagovailoa, oh man, that's a gunslinger. You have no absolute confidence in Donnie to get that ball downfield to Tyreek. Maybe not Tua, but Donnie, yes. So it's changed my whole perception of Tua. Second, Patriots at Jets. Fun fact of the day, Everett. The Patriots have won 14 straight games against the Jets over the last 7 seasons.
Did see that.
Now
0-19, I'm pretty sure, in total.
So they've lost 19 straight? What do you mean? Oh,
I saw
Patriots.
some stat line that Garrett Wilson was referring to the other day.
I just saw last 7 years they have not beat the Pats. It could be more.
Maybe I'm wrong.
More.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Regardless, whenever I see a crazy streak like this, my first thought's usually like, hey, these streaks are meant to be broken. Now, if it was the Patriots are 13-1 against the Jets in the last 14, now I'm not even thinking twice. I'm thinking the Patriots. But because it's a perfect record, streaks are meant to be broken, which makes me think twice, but it's Zach Wilson. No, Patriots. That overrides it so hard. And also, I do think Mac just looked way better with Bill instead of offensive guru Matt Patricia last year as his OC.
Also, I mean, one first down aside, it really looked like they were gonna tie up with the Bills this past week.
It did not, or not Bills,
or the Dolphins.
Yeah, no, it did not look awful there. My next fun fact: Rams at Bengals. Now, I was hoping you picked the Rams, but you're with me on the Bengals. Fun facts of the day, Everett. Joe Burrow, during weeks 1 and 2 in his NFL career, he is 1-7. However, week 3 onward, not including playoffs, he is 23-10-1 with a 68% win percentage. Bengals are going to get back on track. They start off slow every year. They start off slow every single year. Burrow, another training camp missed. They're going to get back on schedule. Bengals.
Yeah, that was my kind of thought process too. I do also have another line for a less important game. That will be a slaughter. The Bears. There's a lot of things going on.
That was my last thing.
There's a lot of things going on with the Bears right now. I'll say what's currently going on with them.
Let's stick to what's happening with the players.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's a former player involved in that, but
current active players. Signed.
Yeah. Okay.
Today to the Chicago Bears.
Through 27 career starts, Mitchell Trubisky, 63% completion.
Your guy.
5,640 passing yards, 680 rushing yards, 36 combined TDs, passer rating of 86.3, and 26 total turnovers.
And that was with Nagy, correct?
First season he didn't have Nagy. Afterwards, yes.
Okay.
Justin Fields through 27 career starts. 59.8% completion, so about 4% less. 4,500 passing yards, over 1,000 less. 1,625 rushing yards, about 1,000 more. That's pretty good. 37 combined TDs, one more than Mitch.
Pathetic. Oh,
a passer rating of only one more than Mitch.
But I was just shocked that I thought he was beneath Mitch and everything, but keep going.
A 78.8 passer rating.
Oh,
and 32 turnovers. So statistically speaking, and just statistically, Justin Fields is worse than Mitch Trubisky, who people thought was the worst possible option for them to have at quarterback going forward. Who also has lost two backup jobs.
It also does not help when Patrick Mahomes goes 13 picks after Mitch. That does not help.
No, but what also doesn't help is losing a backup job to on the Steelers.
Holy shit, Mason Rudolph?
Well, no, his starting job. He had the starting job. He lost the starting job
to Kenny.
Year. Oh, yeah. Kenny Pickett. Yeah. Not ideal.
I won't give him too much hate for that one. You know, they were going to start Kenny eventually. And Kenny is I think he's currently 2 years older than Justin Fields. Pickett.
That makes sense. Yeah. But regardless, Mitch Trubisky did not look good last year when he started.
No. Point still stands there. I just want to give Mitch some credit for the Pickett stat. Even though Pickett looks like Kenny throws Pickets. But okay. Justin, let's start off with his comments today. So Justin was asked by some Bears reporters about his struggles, what's going on. And for lack of a better term, Justin put it all on coaching. He essentially said, I'm not the problem. It's hard to play football when you got 7 different. He referred to it as so much information in your head that he couldn't be himself. And he said, quote, I'm just going to go out, say F it, and be me this week, which is the Justin I know. That's the Justin I want to see. But I think it's too little, too late.
Too little, too late?
Sure. We could get Donnie in the mix too. But for Justin, yeah, as long as he's on the Chicago Bears, he will never be a serviceable quarterback in the NFL. If I'd actually arguably go so far to say that if he is the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears heading into next season, we are officially career over. He needs to leave within the next 6 months.
So this is what I saw. I sent this to you.
I also see zero scenario of the Bears like getting rid of him right now.
This is what I saw. All right. This is from Billy Football, the most credible source available. I
love.
And I quote, all right, I am hearing from extremely unconfirmed sources that Garrett Wilson has been courting Justin Fields to the Jets.
The sources are Billy.
Yeah. And Fields is trying to blow up a situation to get the trade to happen. Heard from a former Buckeye, but would make coaching comments make sense.
Heard.
Now, if it was the ghost, if it was the ghost of Leroy, oh, it's happening.
That's a different story.
It's happening.
That's a whole different story.
It's happening.
Drop that. Yeah, no. He's not getting traded to New York right now. That's that. No.
Now, would that be sick?
I would love that.
That'd
would
be
make
sick.
me so.
Why don't we just fix things? Why don't the
That'd
Bears?
So
Bears can get Zach Wilson. Jets can get Justin Fields.
Well, another trade someone was saying is the Titans are trying to tank. The Chargers are trying to win. Staley for Vrabel. Let's swap. The Titans can't
bring it on.
That'd
be great.
And the Chargers can't win if Staley's there. So let's just solve our problems.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
I mean, Vrabel's my dog. You know that. I want him to be Ohio State head coach. So obviously I want Vrabel. Oh, shit. We haven't brought this up. There are slight rumors floating around that Jim Harbaugh or the Spanos family is speaking with Jim Harbaugh about potentially becoming my head coach. So let's start with the Chargers perspective. Would I like Jim Harbaugh as the head coach of my football team, the Los Angeles Chargers? 1,000% yes. 1,000% yes. I would take Harbaugh right now if I could to be my head coach. Jim Harbaugh is a excellent football coach. Do I think he's corny and cheesy and a little bit lame like any dad is? Yes. But he wasn't really pulling that shit in San Francisco. It wasn't until he became the Michigan head coach that he starts having these corny ass phrases and shit.
Yeah, because now he's with kids.
He just said about we don't have offense or defense, it's we fence.
Yeah, because now he's with kids.
Yeah, but I do believe at the end of the day, just being a football coach, he's great, and I would love him being my guy. Even though I think he's like the leading Bears passing yard leader ever.
Well, he also was drafted to the Chargers. He played for the Chargers.
Was he?
And maybe he was drafted to the Bears, but he played for the Chargers.
I did not know that. I didn't know.
Yeah, he did play for the Chargers.
Let's bring him home then. Let's bring him home. I am actually fully on board with Harbaugh to the Chargers. I'd love that. I want to double check that because if he did play for the Chargers, then I'm 100% on board with it.
Fun fact.
Not drafted by the Chargers, but did play for them for 2 seasons.
Hey, keep that in mind for the Immaculate Grids, all right?
And he coached the USD football team. So he's got roots with San Diego, even more so.
Did not know they had a football team.
Yeah, me neither. I had no idea. But so that's the Chargers perspective. And then from the Ohio State fan perspective, get Harbaugh the fuck out. I can't believe he actually did it. There was one point he was 0-5. against Ohio State. Now he's 2-5, but still it doesn't matter. 2-0 in the last 2 games. So who cares what happened before? Yeah, I want Harbaugh out. Like Harbaugh can beat Ohio State. I didn't think I'd see the day.
Yeah, that'd be a win-win for you. That'd be pretty good. And as somebody who, by the way, you can go back and watch the podcast where we talked about the Vikings maybe getting Harbaugh. It's one of our very first episodes, literally like 13, like 8. Maybe it's like episode 8. Which would be great to go back and listen and just see how different we are now to then. But as an individual who's been through that kind of process of the rumors with Jim Harbaugh and how you feel about Jim Harbaugh, quite literally the Chargers and the Vikings are the same franchise.
Yeah, it's like Harbaugh. Do I like him? No. Do I hate on him? Yes. But it's out of respect because I fear him. That's the reason why I hate him.
No, and I mean, if Jim Harbaugh ended up being the coach for the 49ers, that's 49ers for the Chargers.
Back to the Niners. Kyle, see ya. You're done.
That would be for Justin Herbert. That'd be great. If he retained Kellen Moore too, that'd be great. Get everybody else out of there. I like that. I like that. We'd like that. We'd like that.
Beautiful. Yes, Kirk. Yes.
But yeah, I mean, going back to our game, the trenches are going to be interesting. And I don't think that Dalton Risner is playing, by the way, from what it seems like. So that's a plus or minus from you, from whichever angle you look at.
I mean, Austin Johnson is going to get his ass pummeled. I don't care if it's Ezra Cleveland. I don't care. Who's your center's name? I forget his name.
Garrett Bradbury is hurt, but Austin Schlottman is...
Well, Schlottman's about to have a field day on tape. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Realistically, okay. I'll actually give my actual thoughts. Chargers-Vikings. I know you're going to disagree with me on this. I believe talent-wise, the Chargers are more talented than the Vikings. However, with this coaching staff, they don't fucking play good at all. They look awful.
Let's clarify that. Hold on. Talent-wise, we are considering, I mean, it's obvious, we're considering both sides of the ball. If we were looking...
I'm not saying we're a million times
if we were looking at just offense,
not just guy, dude off.
But if we were going just offense, the Vikings have more talent. But
sure. But like on defense, it's like, I know they
pick your poison,
great, but
pick your poison.
Bosa, Mac. I mean,
Mac's basically not been in existence the last 2 seasons, but yeah.
Which could be partially due to coaching, but okay, I'm kidding there. Well, actually, no, I'm not. Very first play of the game against the Dolphins, Khalil Mack was lined up 1-on-1 with fucking Tyreek Hill. No, yeah, like actually, coaching is definitely contributing to him looking awful. But that isn't the case. Brandon Staley is the coach. So with Brandon Staley as the coach, I do think the Vikings are better than the Chargers, which is why it's going to fucking kill me if my team wins this weekend. I'm going to be beyond disappointed.
I think that's the only circumstance where we
Kevin O'Connell than anything else.
I think that's the only circumstance, unless it's a tie, where we both will be pissed. If it's a tie, we'll both be pissed off. We both really lose.
Really lose. That's worst case scenario, but it's going to happen.
But also, if the Vikings lose, we also both will be pissed off. Just probably not as much.
If the Vikings, I would be way more happy if the Vikings won than lost.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying if the Vikings did lose, I would be pissed off, and you would be pissed off that Brandon Staley's still your coach.
No, exactly. That's worst case scenario. My team wins.
I guess, yeah, a tie would be still bad. But
actually, no.
A tie is worse. Because then there's an excuse.
There's no momentum to build off of.
And there's an excuse.
Yeah, there is. No, yeah, tie's the worst. Tie is the worst case thing that could possibly happen.
Well, luckily for you, Brandon Staley doesn't understand ties exist. So.
Yeah, good thing he doesn't go for ties. He doesn't believe in ties. At least we have that going for us.
Yeah, that's a plus.
Oh my God. You would think that might be enough. No. Yeah, and then you think 27-0. No. Is 0-4 going to be enough, though?
He said,
Definitely
but
not on this track record.
They are 0-4 since week 18 of last year.
The last time we won a game, week 17 against the Rams, I believe.
Yeah, so they are 0-4 since week 18 of last year.
Let's make it 0-6. But
I don't know how far you got to push it.
But this is the thing. Like, the Spanos family is really so cheap and lazy that they don't want to do a coach search midseason that they're not going to can Staley. Staley's going to be the football guy.
I mean, honestly, the best if you start off 0-4, let's say you start off 0-4, right? The best situation for the Chargers is even if I am the playoffs. Even if I am the owners, the best thing to do is fire Staley early, which they won't do, but fire him, promote Kellen Moore to be the head coach, because if you can see Kellen Moore can do this, because he's one of those top candidates, right? If you can see Kellen Moore, hey, Kellen Moore as a head coach actually works and he's good at it, just hire him. He's there. You got to see it. If not, he's not your guy. You go get Jim Harbaugh. You go get whoever one of these other guys are. So now you've gotten to see one of those potential candidates in the job.
You know what, Everett? You're talking my language now. Can you write this out and email it to brandon.staley@chargers.com?
I don't know.
Yeah, no. I mean, you're gonna have to.
It might go in the spam folder.
Pay for it.
It might go in the spam folder with the other 5,000 emails he's gotten from Chargers fans today.
It'd be really funny if everything went to spam except like one specific, like, I don't know, like a weird product he'd be into. Like some like vegan like food ordering thing, like HelloFresh, in every single podcast ever. That might be the only emails that goes to his inbox.
His renewal service.
Yeah, I'm not excited for this Chargers season. Like, every single year, it happens every year, I get my hopes up. I'm gonna set a reminder right now. Don't expect anything. I'm setting a reminder right now for August 2024. On that last Monday of August, I'm gonna set a reminder to myself. Do not have faith in your team this year. I'm setting myself a reminder. Because I do it every year, and I'm sick of it. I'm done.
Do you not hear that?
No.
Oh, the New Orleans Fire Department just went off.
Okay, so we're
and it wasn't an LA Fire Department like you get one of them. Oh, there were like 6 of them that just went off.
Oh, a full fleet rolls out. Okay.
Yeah, we got a squadron.
Okay, all right.
I really wish that picked up. Wow.
I don't want to talk about my team anymore. What else is fun to talk about?
Well, okay. Game wise, we got a couple other games to go through
Titans,
here.
Browns, and
I think
Packers.
that is the I would call it the matchup of the week, to be honest. Maybe secondary matchup behind the Bengals and the Rams.
I say Titans, Browns, Falcons, Lions, Saints.
Here's the deal. I like the Titans in this. One, I did see Derrick Henry. It was out of practice today with a toe injury. I like it even more if Tajay's starting, by the way. But I think that the Titans have played pretty well thus far. Ryan Tannehill kind of showed that, at least last week, he still kind of has something to do on the team. He exists. He's alive.
It was the Chargers, but
yeah.
Hey, he scored when he had to at the end of the game.
But let's just say hypothetically,
at Justin.
Let's say hypothetically, Ryan Tannehill manages to throw the ball a little bit, right? Like he can sling it a little bit, right? Let's just play in this imaginary world with me for a second.
Okay.
They have Treylon Burks. They have DeAndre Hopkins. They played pretty well. Tajay's yards per carry is disgusting. Derrick Henry is disgusting. And, that defense is not bad. Like, they're pretty good. Now let's go to the Browns side of things.
Oh, their front seven is
disgusting.
Excellent.
Let's go to the Browns.
Excellent.
Let's go to the Browns side of things.
This year, Jeffrey up front. Yeah.
Let's go to the Browns side of things right now. All right. Browns offensive line's pretty good. Defensive line, pretty good. Zadarius Smith got hurt last game. I don't know what his deal is right now, though. Secondary
Browns defense looks good.
Secondary, though, last game didn't look good. did not look good. Deshaun Watson last game did not look good.
Not the greatest start to the game.
And they are also now down the best player on their second best player on their team behind Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb. Signed Kareem Hunt to come and take up that space. And Jerome Ford is now the RB1 in quotations. So he
will be the RB.
He is. They've announced that, but I say RB1 in quotations because even if he's getting
I'm just talking touches,
even if he's getting
carries,
like 16
touches,
even if he's getting 16 carries and like let's say 20 touches.
Whoa, yank it.
I'm just saying that he's going to get targeted like 4 times, right? Let's say 16 carries, 4 targets, right? Kareem Hunt's still going to be in there with a sizable load. Pause. So I don't know how I feel about that. Amari Cooper was a game time decision last week. You know, just the Titans look like they're building
hamstring, ankle. What's up with Amari?
The Titans look like they're building a little bit more momentum, and I kind of like Mike Vrabel more in this situation than I like Kevin Stefanski. So
1,000% Vrabel over. Definitely Titans win the coaching. Titans win the coaching matchup in almost every single game they're in. Like, which is why, hey, Tennessee, let's do that coach swap. Come on. You guys need a tank. I know it. And we want to win. I mean, even if we get Vrabel, we won't, but like, we still want to win. So like, let's at least get the coach.
Set him free.
I know I'm never winning a Super Bowl. Let me make that clear. I know I will never, ever have an off season where I could say I am a champion. I know that'll never happen. Okay. I've accepted it, but I at least, I don't want it to be this sad. Like, I at least want a glimmer of hope. Like, you guys remember what I just did? I set a reminder. I'm never gonna have hope anymore. I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm officially done.
Yeah. For your sake, I hope you get a coach. But for that game, I think that's about it. I know you chose the Browns. I think everything kind of adds up to work in the Titans' favor right now. The Browns have never been in a situation where they've never been in this situation. They've had Nick Chubb the entire time Kevin Stefanski has been there. So this is kind of unknown waters. It's kind of unknown waters for him. There's not a consistency at a position where he's always had it. Now the other games, I think the surprise game of the week, by the way, surprise game of the week, we have 2. We have 2 surprise games of the week. Bills at Commanders and Texans at Jaguars.
Okay. Are those the trap games you're guys saying?
Trap games, but surprise games, meaning like even if those teams win, let's say the Bills and Jaguars win, the Commanders and Texans might show up and it might be a really contested game.
So, you know what? So I can have something positive to take away as an Ohio State fan. Let's just talk about CJ Stroud. This thing, like CJ, the Texans are so bad right now. So it's not like CJ's going to be putting up 30 points in a game. Oh,
comp update.
Okay. Now we can get the full thought. All right.
Rams are trading Cam Akers and a conditional 7th round pick to the Minnesota Vikings in exchange for a conditional 6th round pick.
For any type of late swaps, that's best case scenario.
Which means I'm assuming conditional means in this situation that it would be
he's got to play a certain amount of games.
But I'm assuming conditional means it could be a 6th rounder, but if it's not, it's the 7th. And conditional 7th means
could that just mean the pick is not traded if Akers doesn't reach a certain milestone or something?
For the 6th rounder that the Vikings sent?
For 7th.
The 7th that the Rams sent over. I'm assuming if Akers meets something, then it probably becomes a 7th. And if he doesn't, it doesn't become anything. And if he doesn't meet it, then it's a 7th. I don't really know. The conditional stuff's kind of throwing me off.
We'll find out. We'll have a better update next week on Tuesday. But Waterboy Civil War. It's not quite as fun as the USC Tulane Civil War. We were both motivated to win that game. It's weird. This is strange. This is sad. I don't like football season right now on Sundays. It's not very fun. I'm not having a good time. Yes, this is not fun. This is not fun. The NFL is fun for about 6 fan bases every year. That's about it.
Yeah, none of them are named the Bears.
That is correct.
Okay. All right. I have 2 lists for us today. Unless we don't have any other games to go over. We'll see what happens when the boys takes on the bus riders over in Arizona.
Like that's a game like Cardinals 12-point dogs at home. Like I can't believe I'm saying it. Like give me the Cardinals to cover. Anyway, go on.
Yeah. Jonathan Gannon needs some more guys on the bus. Okay. Top 10 quarterbacks entering week 3 based off performances last week and previous rankings. We are going to go. You know what? This list could really go either way. It really could go either way.
I think we go 10-1 this week.
All right. 10-1.
Yeah.
Tua, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, Kirk Cousins, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and Patrick Mahomes.
Herbie, did he move up?
Oh, he moved up. He moved up.
Yeah.
He was at, I believe he was at 3, moved up to 2. Jalen Hurts fell from 2 all the way down to 6. Trevor Lawrence was at 4, and he is now at 5. Kirk Cousins bounced up from 8 to 4. Josh Allen moved back up.
Went from
5 to 9.
Yes.
Josh Allen moved from 6 to 3. And Lamar Jackson didn't move. Jared Goff moved up 1. Tua stayed, and Burrow dropped by, what did I say, 4? 4.
I believe so. Okay. First, I want to start with now. Herbert's my guy. Don't get me wrong. How did he move past Hurts after losing to the fucking Titans?
So it's not about win or lose. Like win or lose kind of makes a little difference, but I'm looking more so at how you literally play. Like if Kirk Cousins lost,
Herbert is my guy, but like
here's the deal. Kirk Cousins lost. All right. Kirk Cousins lost, but he's the second highest, I think, has the second most amount of yards in the NFL right now. He threw 4 touchdowns versus the Eagles secondary. He got sacked like 3 times, still put up 380 yards. Like what he did is disgusting, and that's why he's number 4 right now. He moved up that far. The reason why Justin Herbert moved up, Justin Herbert was at 3. All right. The reason he moved up was when he played the Titans. 1, the Titans have a good defense. 2, to be sacked 3 times, still throw 2 touchdowns, have no interceptions, no fumbles, have over 300 yards passing, and a high completion percentage. That's value to me. And plus them scoring 50 points, even though they lost both games, is important to me in that evaluation. Till now, look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen was behind Herbert to begin with, so there's no reason to be him. And Jalen Hurts, who was at 2, getting dropped to 6. The reason he dropped was he did nothing. He got sacked multiple times, not just because the defense was, or the offensive line was kind of imploding a little bit, but because he worked his way into the Eagles O-line. He worked his way into those sacks. Most of the sacks that Danielle Hunter got was because Jalen Hurts kind of put himself in that position. He overthrew a couple balls. He just didn't look great. And he didn't rush for that many yards either. He kind of got contained a little bit.
Yeah, I would say I just got caught off guard. Some video just started playing on my other browser. For me, this is what I think about, like, Hurts. Obviously, he's got one of the greatest supporting casts ever. He's going to look really, really good in that offense. And so I feel like we can be a little more critical on him. I'm with that.
Yeah, but for the second best quarterback to only throw for 190 yards, have 1 TD to 1 pick, be sacked 4 times, like
they also did have like a bit of an unfavorable game script. How much were they up in the third? Like there was one point where like it was. I mean, I remember.
Yeah,
I
but also the
on,
entire
like,
first half before they started running, when they were throwing it, that's what they were doing. The entire first half was just throwing it before they started running the second half. He wasn't doing anything. That's the issue. So, like, you know, in the third quarter, entering the fourth quarter, Philadelphia had scored 27 points. They were up by 10. Minnesota 14, Eagles 27.
With how much left?
27, so they're up by 13.
With how much time left?
Going into the fourth quarter. 27-14. And the thing is, when the second half of that game, the Eagles were basically exclusively running the ball by that point.
Yeah, DeAndre Swift was getting every single carry.
The Eagles were throwing. The Eagles were passing the ball in the first half, and in the second half, I don't know what the distribution was, but they did not pass.
Yeah, they stopped.
So, yeah, I just that's my
stopping passing could have contributed to the lack of yards.
Just also they stopped passing because his passing wasn't working.
Well, they also
which is also on the quarterback. I can blame the quarterback for that. No, I can blame the quarterback for that.
No, true. Don't get. But I will say, and Herbert's my quarterback. That very first game we played, Herbert, 23 for 33, 229 yards passing, 1 touchdown, no picks, 99.2 passer rating, 3 sacks. Like,
yeah, it's still doing that under duress with 3 sacks. And while Hurts is doing that under getting sacked 4 times, right?
But like the one thing I will say though is that like in that first game as the Titans, let me get the exact stat. Justin Herbert, my guy. We had 10 passing first downs, 17 rushing first downs. On third down, they were 2 for 7 passing the ball on third down.
Now, as somebody who's watched that, how many of that was Justin's placement on the ball? How much of that was the O-line imploding? And how much of that was the wide receivers not being able to catch it and not being open?
I would say near the start of the game, Justin missed a couple uncharacteristic throws. For that Dolphins game, I kind of removed that from my brain. But obviously, many things can be involved. You do have a point there. I will say, though, in my opinion, when I look at what truly makes that quarterback above the edge, take the top off, like he can go and just win a game on his own. Do you pick up third downs? Do you convert in the red zone? Can you keep those drives alive? And
well, now here's the thing. This is where I've been.
Sure if we.
But this is what I'm arguing. This is not this is the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL, right? Like in total. Like that's not what this is saying. Right now, this is saying as of right now, based on last week, if we're entering this week, which of these quarterbacks are playing the best right now? And this is the scale of who's playing the best right now, 1 to 10. And the case after last week is the quarterback's playing the best ball right now, 1 to 10 are these guys.
Well, I'm with that. I'm with that. However, if that is the case, are we sure Burrow's even in there?
Over a couple other guys, yeah, because it's also I can't drop somebody from like it can't.
Well, it's just this year.
No, it is. But where they come in pre-ranked entering the season.
Like I'm thinking Stroud might be able to get his way on that number 10 spot.
After this week, yeah, maybe. But it is. I can't have somebody be Burrow is the number 2 quarterback. I can't have him go from 2 to 5 to out of the top 10. Like when he still played somewhat.
I think you can.
But he still played somewhat capably last game, and they were within 1 score.
Okay.
That is why he's at 9. And speaking of which, Tua kind of shit the bed with the players that he had. But for Tua, it's not that bad.
Okay. I will just say though, I mean, going off of like numbers and stats, you know, who has the third highest quarterback rating in the NFL?
CJ.
No, Tua.
Oh, well.
Brock Purdy's one and Dak is two. Huh. Maybe
Those
quarterback
are
isn't the greatest number.
I'm not using QBR. I'm not using
I know.
QBR. Okay. All right. Last thing for the day, and we'll call it quits after this. New segment on the day. In season wish list. We'll call them hopes and dreams for our teams.
Oh, you don't want to know who has the highest passer rating in the NFL?
Oh, Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, he'll be in here. All right. In season wish list, hopes and dreams for NFL teams. This is kind of a prototype. We're going to see how it does. And if it does well, maybe we'll have to revisit this team specifically so we can make them a little bit more accurate one. But start, as I drink my water here, to start, we're going to do one team, and that is the Vikings, just because they are the most readily accessible to me, that I know the best because, I mean, I am a fan. But here we go. Are you ready? You ready to hear the Vikings' hopes and dreams for the season? I guess not like I'm not going to be like win the Super Bowl. Like that's an understood every hope and dream, or get the number one pick. That's an understood.
I also want to make it clear that as an NFL fan, really a fan of any sports team, if your goal isn't to win a championship, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah, or to get your head coach fired. So one of the other. Yeah,
because we need to do that step first
to get to the championship. Yeah. Okay. Minnesota Vikings hopes and dreams wish list for in season. Here we go. Hope that Jordan Addison takes over as wide receiver 2. Hope the entire team learns how to not fumble. Hope that Dalton Risner fixes the O-line issues. Hopefully sign or trade for an interior defensive lineman. Hopefully you stop calling tight end screens. And pray that Jordan Love isn't the next Packers boogeyman.
Yeah, I feel like that last one might need to be higher up on the priority list because
these aren't priorities. These aren't priorities. These are just general hopes and wishes that are being cast away into the stars.
So the order you listed has nothing to. We're just saying, you know.
Just saying.
Okay. Yeah, I just. Hey, today's about the Chargers sucking. I don't want to now make you a little sad, but Jordan Love, I want to hear your actual thoughts. Everything. Now, to me, he's not like a world beater. I'm not saying he's.
No. I'm not saying that. And you know, he hasn't played like the bestest of best competitions yet.
Oh yeah, they really haven't played fucking anything. So.
And I think the Saints defense is going to kind of be hopefully a wake up call.
Saints have been looking real good right now on
defense.
On defense. My bad.
But yeah, from what I'm seeing,
Michael Thomas is healthy. All I'm saying.
From what I've seen, I have concern that the possibility exists. Whereas I previously did not think there was
Justin Fields. You know, there's no fear.
Yeah, and I tried explaining that to you.
There.
No, there was no fear in Jordan Love.
Oh,
and now the fear is kind of creeping back, and it's got me a little nervous. I saw on Twitter the other day a side-by-side play of him scrambling out of the pocket, throwing a beater to the sideline, and Aaron Rodgers doing the same exact thing, exact same throwing motion on the run, scrambled out of the exact same way out of the pocket, scrambled out of the exact same part of the field, threw the ball to the exact same location on the sideline. So I'm a little concerned.
I'm not saying it, but he will never be as good as Aaron Rodgers. I'll say that. I'll say it for you. He'll never be Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. That's got me worried.
2 Super Bowls, not 1. He's kidding. I'm kidding. That was a joke. 0 Super Bowls.
Today's not the day to do that to me. Today's not the day to do that to me. Okay. But with that, Thank you guys so much for watching, listening, rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and on Instagram at Waterboy Pod. You make sure to follow me and Grant on Twitter at Everett and at Waterboy Grant.
God, you sound like a 1950s ad salesman right now. Holy shit. Can we get like a WPM, words per minute, right there? Holy shit. All right.
$100, $100, going $200, $200, $200, $300. I got a 300. I got 300, 400, 400, 400.
Wacky inflatable arm 2 man. Waving wacky inflatable arm 2 man.
Wavy wacky. Oh, I can't do it. That's too many W's. Okay.
No, I knew that tongue twister would get you. I knew it.
But you can follow me and Grant on Twitter at Everett and at Waterboy Grant. We post new TikToks.
The description below.
Yep.
All links below.
We post new TikToks every Tuesday to Sunday, new YouTube and just new episodes on YouTube and Spotify and podcast platforms every Tuesday and Thursday. Make sure to check out our Instagram. Graphics go up there. And hopefully we'll be starting some live streams soon. We keep saying that. We keep trying to find the time, but the unnamed intern has just kept screwing up the schedule. So blame him. But with that, thank you guys so much. And Waterboy's out.